Central New England's trusted news source, ABC6 News at Noon.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Our top story this noontime, the unprecedented leak of a Supreme Court draft opinion that appears to show the conservative majority is poised to overturn Roe v. Wade. We are expecting some reaction from the White House today. It's important to note that the leaked opinion is not final, yet still tensions are already flaring on the steps of the court and all around the country. ABC's Faith Abube reports.
Overnight, hundreds breaking out in emotional demonstrations outside the U.S. Supreme Court, moments after a stunning leak of a first draft opinion suggesting a majority of the justices on the nation's highest court are set to strike down federal abortion rights that have been enshrined in law for almost 50 years. The preliminary Supreme Court opinion, published by Politico, apparently shows a 5-4 conservative majority ready to uphold Mississippi's ban on abortions after 15 weeks. But the draft goes even further to overturn the landmark 1973 Roe v. Wade decision and the 1992 ruling Planned Parenthood v. Casey that reaffirmed a woman's right to an abortion. Justice Samuel Alito, the apparent author of the opinion, writing, quote, "It is time to heed the Constitution and return the issue of abortion to the people's elected representatives." The unprecedented leak has already sent a jolt across the country, angering abortion rights advocates. Planned Parenthood with a scathing reaction saying, quote, "It's outrageous, it's unprecedented, but it's not final. Abortion is your right, and it's still legal." Anti-abortion activists, however, applauding the news.
We are so excited at the prospect of the court overturning Roe and finally sending this awful decision of the court back to the ash heap of history.
The leaked draft document coming as several states have enacted restrictions on abortion rights. And if federal protections are overturned, more than a dozen states are poised to join them, immediately banning abortions, despite a new ABC News Washington Post poll showing 54% of Americans do not believe Roe v. Wade should be overturned.
They are not going to get away with this. Let me say that I don't care what I have to do.
And the Supreme Court just confirmed the authenticity of the draft opinion, but says it does not represent a final position of any member on the issue. Chief Justice John Roberts adds that the leak is a betrayal of the confidences of the court. In Washington, Faith Abube, ABC News.
Now, news of that breached Supreme Court draft making waves here in Rhode Island. Many wondering what this decision could mean for those seeking abortions in the Ocean State. ABC6 News reporter Dominique Turner is live in the newsroom with more on that. Dom?
According to that leaked draft majority opinion, the Supreme Court could overturn Roe v. Wade, which protects women's rights to an abortion. Now, Rhode Islanders reacting to that news.
Shocking.
By overturning the ruling, there's no federal legal protection to have an abortion and gives individual states the power to write an abortion bill into law. Jocelyn Foy, director of the Women Project, says it's more than a fight for abortion, but a fight for race equity.
We need to see the governor stand behind his words. He tweeted out that he's behind women's rights. And we're like, well, then why didn't you put it in the budget?
According to CNN, nearly half of the states in our country have or are expected to pass laws that ban abortions, while others have put strict measures in place protecting the procedure. Kara Young, a board member of Servants of Christ for Life, tells ABC6 News she feels the opinion was leaked to intimidate the Supreme Court justices into flipping their decision.
I don't think that they will be swayed, hopefully, by just outrage of people that want to continue something that's unjust and unfair to begin with. It's really the civil rights issue of our time, because, if you don't have the right to life, everything else, liberty, pursuit of happiness, can't follow.
The opinion of the case is not expected to be fully published until June, and a reversal of Roe v. Wade would leave abortion policies up to individual states.
For 26 states across this country that already are moving towards banning abortion, access to this essential health care won't be legally available. We're going to do everything we can to ensure that our patients and all patients can access the abortion care they need and deserve, no matter what.
Now, it's important to note that back in 2019, former Rhode Island Governor Gina Raimondo signed an act that gives women in the Ocean State the right to get an abortion, even if Roe v. Wade were to be overturned. Meanwhile, the Women Project is planning a rally at the State House tonight at 8 o'clock.
For now, live in the newsroom, I'm Dominique Turner, ABC6 News.
All right, Dom, thank you. And the Bishop of Providence, Thomas Tobin, releasing a statement a short time ago saying, quote, "I will have no comments on the Supreme Court and the pending abortion legislation until a decision of the court on this matter is final." He goes on to say that in the meantime, I urge everyone to reflect upon this very important issue that involves one of our core beliefs in the dignity of human life with humility, peace, and prayer. Be sure to stay with us here at ABC6 News as the story continues to develop, and we await anything official. We will update the story on ABC6.com as well as have another report first at 4. And now we turn to the weather as we take a live look outside with our sky cam. A lot of clouds in the sky, a little cool out there too. Chelsea's in the Weather Center with your full forecast. Hi, Chelsea.
Hey, Doreen. Good afternoon to you. Hi, everyone. Yeah, a lot of clouds around the area once again today. Another day that we have cooler than average temperatures in place. We're in the mid-50s right now. We should be making it into the mid-60s this time of year. So we're running well below average with those clouds and the breeze out of the north-northeast. Now, most of us are in that mid to upper 50s range across the area right now. Low 50s in Smithfield, low 50s in Westerly as well. Upper 40s in Block Island right now. A lot of clouds in place, still a few little areas of some mist and some drizzle, but we're likely going to get into a few pops of sun as we head into the afternoon hours. It's not going to get nice and bright and blue sky sunny, but we are going to see some pops of sun coming through those clouds at times into the afternoon. You'll see that here on your hour-by-hour forecast. Temperatures with some sun popping through get to about 60 degrees later this afternoon. We have another mostly cloudy night ahead of us and more rain in the forecast for tomorrow. I'll have much more coming up in just a few minutes. Doreen?
Chelsea, thank you. And new at noon today, several deadly crashes in our area. One person is dead, killed in a crash on Twin River Road in Lincoln this morning around 8 o'clock. Police say the car hit several other cars before it drove off the road and crashed into the woods right near the casino. The driver was pronounced dead at the scene. Also this morning, another deadly crash, this one in Freetown around 3 a.m. A single car accident on 24 North. Troopers say the male driver went off the road and into the woods. He was taken to St. Luke's where he was pronounced dead. They are still investigating the circumstances that led to this crash. And also a deadly crash in Exeter, this one last night. A 38-year-old killed and 2 passengers hurt when their car rolled over and hit the barrier on 95. This was about 9:30. All 3 were from Massachusetts, and this crash also remains under investigation. And on Smith Hill today, the Senate Judiciary Committee will be talking policing. The committee will hear a bill that would amend the Law Enforcement Officers' Bill of Rights. Sponsors say it would bring better accountability in the disciplinary process for officers. It would rename the Officers' Bill of Rights to the Law Enforcement Officers Accountability Act, and it would expand the hearing board to include less police presence and bring in outside members like a Roger Williams School of Law dean. And amid some low poll numbers, Governor Dan McKee changing his mind about taking part in a forum this week for gubernatorial candidates. Last week, the governor's staff announced that he was pulling out of that forum being hosted by the Rhode Island Public Expenditure Council. But now a spokesperson with RIPAC tells ABC6 the governor will be there after all. The other candidates are Democrats Matt Brown, Helena Folks, Nellie Gorbea, and Dr. Luis Daniel Munoz, as well as Republican Ashley Kalis. That forum is on Thursday. Still to come here on ABC6 News at noon, why the Sandy Hook victims' families are dropping a defendant in the lawsuit. Plus, the Supreme Court ruling against the city of Boston over a flag outside City Hall. And the topless talk on Nantucket pushed to tonight that could change attire on beaches. Checking today's headlines now, families of the Sandy Hook victims agreed to remove InfoWars as a defendant in their defamation lawsuit. The families say they want to end the, quote, charade surrounding InfoWars' bankruptcy filing. The website's founder, Alex Jones, was recently found liable for damages after claiming the 2012 shooting in Newtown, Connecticut was a hoax. But when a business files for bankruptcy, all pending litigation against that company and its entities are suspended. The families are hoping that by removing the InfoWars name, their lawsuits against Jones can move forward. The Supreme Court ruling that the city of Boston violated the First Amendment rights of a group looking to raise a Christian flag outside City Hall. The city has approved nearly 300 flag raisings over the years, but in 2017, the city denied a request to fly the Christian flag on Constitution Day. The High Court ruled the flagpoles are a public forum, not government speech, so the city cannot discriminate based on a group's viewpoint. Voters in Foxborough choosing two new school committee members. Rob Camfield and Brett Reuter were reelected to the school committee. High-profile candidate and former Patriots great Matt Light was not elected. Light said he was inspired to run because of all the COVID restrictions in schools. And back on the agenda in Nantucket tonight, a vote that could give you the freedom to go topless at the beach this summer, regardless of gender. The resident who submitted the proposal said it's meant to promote equality for everyone, allowing any person to be topless on any private or public beach within the town. Right now, women face 3 years in prison and a $300 fine. Coming up, we'll look ahead to the Celtics Game 2 tonight in Boston. And the shocking story from London, where an intruder posed as a priest to get close to Windsor Castle. Big game 2 tonight for the Boston Celtics. The C's are back at TD Garden for their series against the Milwaukee Bucks. Celtics came into game 1 riding high after sweeping the Nets, but were quickly snapped back to reality after a 101-89 loss to the Bucks. That game starts tonight at 7 o'clock. ABC6 sports reporter Ian Steele will be there live. Tune in for his report starting first at 4. And now to a royal security scare. An imposter spending the night just feet from Windsor Castle at an army barracks with the people who are supposed to protect the Queen. Maggie Ruley is there with those details.
This shocking security breach happened just hours before the Queen returned to Windsor Castle after spending Easter in Sandringham. Now, allegedly, the intruder entered the barracks of soldiers whose very job is to protect the Queen here at Windsor Castle. Now, supposedly, he posed as a priest, saying he was friends with the soldiers' chaplain, but he was never asked for any ID, and then apparently told the soldiers about his supposed time in the Iraq War, even claiming to be an ejector seat test pilot. He dined with them, he drank with them, and then the imposter was offered a bed for the night. And it wasn't until the next morning that police were called. Now, this isn't the first time the Queen's security has been breached. Last year, a man with a crossbow was apprehended in the grounds of Windsor Castle. And famously, Michael Fagan managed to get to her bedroom at Buckingham Palace. That was recreated as the now famous scene in The Crown. Now, even though this time the Queen was not inside Windsor Castle, an Army spokesperson tells ABC News they're taking it extremely seriously and the situation will be thoroughly investigated. Maggie Bruley, ABC News, Windsor.
And now, your ABC6 Storm Tracker weather with meteorologist Chelsea Priest.
Well, a lot of clouds across the area today. Still some damp spots as well. I do think we're going to get some pops of sunshine as the afternoon progresses. So there may be times that you get a little bit of sun coming through those clouds. The temperatures, though, certainly cooler than average. We're sitting in the mid-50s range outside right now. 55 in Providence, 55 in Newport, 53 in Westerly. Only 48 for Block Island at the moment. So certainly running cooler than average. Our average high for this time of year, early May, should be making it into the mid-60s. And at the moment, we're about 10 degrees below that. Really, a lot of our 7-day forecasts, we do stay slightly cooler than our average high of 65. Today, we hover around 60. It's not terrible, but it's still on the cooler side of things. We have those clouds in place. We have the breeze out of the northeast, 10 to 15 miles per hour. And this breeze from the northeast does typically keep us feeling a bit cooler outside. And that'll be the case for the rest of the day today. And tomorrow we have more clouds and more scattered showers in the forecast. Right now, any steady rain is sitting offshore, but there's still a few raindrops mixing in with these clouds. Really just some mist and some drizzle. So damp conditions for right now. But I do think, again, a much wider view is going to show you some drying conditions just off to our west. And we'll get into a few little areas of some sunshine as the day goes on. But another low system is quickly approaching, and that's going to bring more rain to the area. It's not a lot of rain. It's the scattered showers and damp conditions, and that's going to be the case for most of the day tomorrow. So what we're looking at hour by hour is a little bit of sun trying to come through. Don't get too hopeful. I do think there's still a lot of clouds around, but you may get some sun popping through those clouds as we head into the afternoon and early evening hours before the sun sets. Could be a really great sunset with those clouds moving in. Clouds thicken up overnight. By early tomorrow morning, we're starting the day with scattered rain, fog, damp conditions. On and off showers continuing through the afternoon tomorrow. That's about 9 o'clock. There's still some damp conditions out there. The good news is we dry out very quickly. We clear out very quickly. And Thursday is the day on the 7-day forecast. So we just have picture perfect conditions. It's going to warm to about 70 degrees. We'll see sunshine. Should be a really great day. So a little damp still outside into the early afternoon, but mostly cloudy into the later part of the afternoon, with highs today in the upper 50s. Tonight will be overcast. You'll get some fog. You'll get showers moving back into the area. Temperatures at least staying in the 40s, though. And then tomorrow, on and off rain showers throughout the day. It's a cool day. High temperatures in the mid to upper 50s range. 7-day shows Thursday looking really nice with sunshine and highs around 70. Still in the 60s on Friday, some clouds rolling in, a few late day and overnight showers possible continuing into Saturday. Then from there we stay a bit cooler into Mother's Day weekend, but Mother's Day itself looks partly sunny. Doreen?
All right, Chelsea, thanks. Coming up, check out this cutie. Meet Stella in this week's Pick of the Litter, a young pup with some positive energy.
Pick of the Litter, brought to you by Moriarty's Invisible Fence.
Welcome back. It's Tuesday. That means it's time for Pick of the Litter. You guys have brought a puppy with you today. She's got a lot of energy. She's super sweet. This is Stella. Do you want to tell us about her?
Sure. Stella is a 6-month-old female pit, probably a pit mix because she's smaller than I would expect her to be if she was full pit.
Sure.
She came to us as a surrender. When she came in, she had a broken leg that had been just too long before it got treatment, so we were not able to save the leg. So we just finished up, the beginning part of her recovery. She's doing great with 3 legs, but Stella is a 3-legged puppy.
Okay.
She, except for the fact that she's 3-legged, she reminds me very much of my dog. So I confess, come on,
Here you
baby.
go, Stella. Here you go.
I confess that I'm projecting here, but I expect Stella is going to be an active, lovable dog. She's actually going to be someone who's going to want to sit right next to you and spend time with you. She seems to be gentle taking treats, but other than that, she kind of knows how to sit. She doesn't know anything.
Right, she's a baby
still. She's a 6-month-old baby.
Right.
We think she'd be good in just about any setting, but, as a puppy, she's going to be jumping on people, so we don't recommend her for families with small children. We'd be happy to do a dog meet and greet, but she's just a sweet dog.
Sure.
And we'd love to find her a home. We've invested pretty heavily in her medical treatment, and we think she's just going to do great.
She's such a sweet girl. She has that puppy energy, but then she kind of settled down when she got situated and got comfortable. So I'm sure she's going to find the perfect home. Now, 6 months old, do we think she'll get a little bit bigger than this?
I think she'll get a little bit bigger, but she's not going to be a big one.
Sure.
It doesn't look like.
Because she's already relatively small.
But she's a powerful little girl, and she wants to explore everything. So she's still at that point where a walk with Stella is an adventure, even with 3 legs.
Okay. All right. Well, we need to find this sweet girl a good home.
She's
so if you are
girl.
interested, you can contact the RSPCA. It's 401-438-8150. Thanks, guys.
All right, coming up next at noon, the gilded glamour of the Met Gala. Who stole the show on the red carpet? And Chelsea has another look at your afternoon forecast right after this. Well, finally this afternoon, the Met Gala's glamorous return and the red carpet did not disappoint. Perhaps the two most talked about, though, Blake Lively with an ode to 1870s New York architecture, transforming mid-entrance, a shimmering bronze dress unfurling to reveal a cascading teal train, a la the Statue of Liberty. And all eyes were on Kim Kardashian as well, channeling Marilyn Monroe in the original sheer white dress she shockingly serenaded President JFK in on his birthday in 1962. I couldn't stop looking
I
at
know.
all the photos today.
I know. It's like Hollywood's costume party.
It really is.
It's a fun night.
I always wonder how that party goes inside, though, because then there is the party,
Right.
and they've still got to be in those
Right.
outfits.
I think a lot of them changed.
I
know Kim changed.
Yeah,
That's
you'd
what they
have
were
to.
saying,
Yeah,
especially
yeah.
because that's a dress that
Right.
needs to go back in a vault
Right, you
somewhere.
can't spill red
Yeah,
wine
no,
on
no,
that.
no.
No.
I wouldn't want that pressure. We are looking at clouds outside right now, some damp conditions outside. We'll get some sun popping through with highs around 60. More rain, though, in the forecast for tomorrow. It's just scattered. It's light rain, but it's there through much of the day. We'll get into sunshine on Thursday. Thursday looks great. Temperatures around 70 degrees, 60s on Friday, and then a little bit cooler as we head into Mother's Day weekend. Temperatures hover around 60 degrees. Once again, Thursday is that day on the 7-day that we're circling and looking forward to.
Oh, yes. All right, Kelsey, thank you, and thank you for joining us for ABC6 News at noon. The news continues first and 4. Have a great afternoon, everybody.